So you're a dentist with an amazing staff. You have an amazing practice, but for some reason, your calendar is a little bit light. Maybe you've worked with other marketing companies that brought low quality leads. Do you have to operate at less than capacity because you don't have enough appointments for the month? Fear not. In this video, we're going to go over some dental marketing strategies on how you can fill your calendar. This video will be a complete guide on how you can be a force of nature within your market. If this is your first time, welcome. My name is Dawson. I own a dental marketing company that helps dentists across the US. Today, we're going to go over everything from A to Z. So grab some tea, get a pad and paper, get cozy, and get ready to take some notes. Without further ado, let's waste no time and get to it. In every effective plan, you have principles, strategies, and tactics. Principles are the guidelines or the spirit used behind applying the strategies and tactics. Unlike strategies and tactics, principles don't change. Strategies, on the other hand, don't take a long time to change, but they take the principles and provide practical use for them. Tactics are where the rubber meets the road and can be eradicated by just a simple update change. In this video, I'll just go over principles and strategies. I made other videos going over tactics in detail that you can see here. But for this video, we're just going to stick to strategies and principles. I wanted to share a few principles everything else was under. Without these, it's like trying to find treasure without a map. You don't want to do everything else right and then miss the mark. I like to think of an archery analogy. If you have the best bow, the best arrow, but if you're pointed in the wrong direction, you're always going to miss the target. In the same way, strategies are the direction that you use in order to apply the strategies and the principles. In the same way, principles help you aim in the right direction, and then the strategies and the tactics provide the means of you getting there. The bottom line is you need all three. All right, here are a few principles on how you can grow your practice. Be patient-focused, give before you get, and know your numbers. Being patient-focused is a crux at any successful dental marketing plan. You need to see things from your patient's perspective in order to serve them well. You need to talk about what's important to them and speak to what they're already thinking about. This principle is so powerful, it's actually found in Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. Talk in terms of other people's interests. If you find out what's important to them and how you're really serving them, then you're able to provide value and really able to serve them. Doing so will make your patients feel heard and understood, and that is a win-win situation. Second principle is give before you get. When it comes to bringing people into your practice, you need to give a little bit of value before you can bring them in. What I mean by that is you could have an educational post on social media, maybe a coupon for free teeth whitening, something of value that's going to incentivize someone to come see you over someone else. If you want to be successful in the long term, you got to be the first person to provide that value in order for them to come in. Unfortunately, this isn't the field of dreams where if you build it, they will come. But just remember, it's more blessed to give than to receive. The third principle is know your numbers. Make sure everything you're doing is measured and tracked so that if something goes wrong, you know what to change. And you know what they say, if you don't know your numbers,
you're screwed.
Now that you have some of those principles, let's take a look at this strategy so that you can fill your calendar. A great way to get a hold of multiple strategies at once is knowing the difference between inbound marketing and outbound marketing. So what is that? Inbound marketing is where you build a system or funnels in order to bring people to you. You can do this by posting content on various platforms so that the people searching for you can find you. Outbound marketing is where you go to the people that you feel are looking for you. This is primarily done through online advertising or with direct mail. Both are necessary in having a practice that flourishes. Let's look at these systems and break down what really makes them work. So what do you need in order to have a successful inbound marketing system? Two keys are having a high quality website and being consistent with posting on Facebook and Instagram. Let's look at your website first. For your website, this kind of serves as a first impression. If someone comes to your site and things are mismatched or a link doesn't work, it's going to be hard to bounce back from that. You can be the best dentist in the world, but if your website's clunky, if it's slow, if there's links that are broken, it's going to be more challenging to bring people in. One of the keys to a great website is having high quality personal pictures. I suggest you hire a photographer because most dentists won't take that step and won't provide the pictures that they need in order for their site to look really good. Having a clear call to action in your navigation bar is important for someone wanting to know the next step. Please don't do what this person did down in New Mexico. I don't care if you're a chiropractor, a business owner, a dentist. Don't have view menu if you don't serve food. You're going to creep people out. What's on the menu? I don't know. I Quite frankly, I don't want to know either. Another piece to consider is having a high quality video on your website. This allows your patient to visualize what their experience is going to be like when they come into your practice. This can alleviate any anxiety that they may be feeling, and it's a lot easier for them to visualize themselves in the shoes of the person getting treatment. On your website, make sure you're building yourself up as an authority figure. Have logos of your alma mater, maybe various dental organizations that you're affiliated with, just something that really shows that you know what you're talking about. Sometimes it helps people if they can see your authority and if they can visualize it. This can also help you down the line when it comes to your case acceptance rate. Another vital thing to have on your website is to have specific reviews. You want to think about some of the common objections people have before they come in. Maybe you have a patient that wasn't sure if you accepted their insurance, but on the review they said, I was skeptical at first, but their front desk really helped me with XYZ. That's really powerful, especially for someone that's looking at your site for the first time and has that same question. On the technical side, make sure your website has a Facebook pixel. This helps you keep track of how many people are coming to your site, and if you wanted to show ads to the people that came to your site in the future, you can do so. The next piece in an inbound marketing system is having consistent posts on Facebook and Instagram. The more you post, the more potential patients are going to be familiar with you. According to the mere exposure effect, people that see your face a lot will start to grow a preference for you, and naturally they'll just get more comfortable, and which means they're going to be more likely to come in. See each post you make as an opportunity for someone new to see you for the first time. Remember to commit to consistency and to show up. Another goal when you're posting is to be likable. A lot of people want to come to a dentist that's fun-loving, that can see the lighter side of things, and can alleviate some of the anxiety they may be feeling. Even if you're not the most extroverted dentist, it does help to portray yourself as warm and kind. If you want to go above and beyond, be sure to post to YouTube as well as TikTok, providing educational content for new people. Then if you make those videos, you can link them to blog articles on your website, hence boosting your SEO, hence boosting your visibility. The last and final piece of an inbound marketing system is to improve your patient experience. Having this is crucial. If you don't get this right up front, you're going to run into issues down the road. It's kind of like building a house on a incomplete foundation and then trying to fix that once the house is finished. It's a lot easier to get that straight beforehand. So let's focus on how you can have an amazing patient experience. So what are some of the keys to that? I'm glad you asked. I broke this down into 4 parts. You need a pleasant environment, friendly staff, strong communication, as well as easy navigation on and offline. Having a pleasing environment comes from the office location as well as how it is presented. If the waiting room is full of old chairs that haven't been washed since 2002, if the magazines on the table are sticky, or the dust on the fake plant is visible from 10 feet away, then there's going to be some things you have to change. A lot of these details are below the person's conscious, but be sure to remember that this does play a role when it comes to case acceptance. Having a friendly staff is essential to dental care. This helps ease any anxiety of someone coming in for the first time and really goes a long way. A good question to ask yourself is, how long does it take the front desk to greet someone when someone walks in the door? Think about how long it takes your front desk to greet the average patient, as well as if they say goodbye or not. According to the serial position effect, you remember the first and the last thing most vividly. So when they're writing the review, they're going to remember what they felt like, when they were walking in the door, and what it felt like when they were leaving. Having strong communication is another crucial part of the patient experience. Adopting the tell, show, do mindset allows the patient to feel included and know what you're doing. Having easy navigation and being accessible to your patients is another key part of patient experience. To apply this to online, is there a way someone can schedule directly through your website? Are the directions to your office visible? If you're in an office building, is that specified? Is it clear on where they're going? And then if you apply this to in-person, are there signs directing them to where they're going? Or is it really clear on where you're located? All of these aspects are important for crafting the perfect patient experience. If you want to put your patient experience to the test, I suggest hiring a friend or a colleague that's willing to go through a regular cleaning appointment and give you feedback at the end. At the very least, put yourself in the shoes of a new patient, starting from finding you on your website to leaving the office. Here are some questions to ask yourself along the way to generate any ideas on how you can make your patient experience better. Where is your website online? Was it on the first page of Google? Does your homepage answer potential objections that they have to coming in? What insurances do you accept? Are you open on weekends? Is there a way you can schedule through your website? If I call to schedule an appointment, is the front desk agitated? Are they uncertain? Are they smiling through the phone? And then when you're at the practice, is there trash in the parking lot? Is the signage off? Is it difficult to find your office? Is the waiting room clean? How long does it take you to be seated if you're on time? How do you feel when leaving the practice? Were you asked to schedule another appointment? What does a process for you leaving look like? Were you asked to leave a review? All these questions should be considered when you're crafting the perfect patient experience. Whew, a lot of questions. So now that we looked at a successful inbound marketing system, let's build on that and let's look at an outbound marketing system. So the next steps would be to advertise on Google and Facebook. The reason you want to advertise on both platforms is you can find people that are actively searching for you, as well as showing up to people that might be interested that are in your area. Like I mentioned before, Google allows you to find people that are typing in dentist near me, something specific, something that shows high intent. And then on Facebook, you're showing up to people, convincing them to go to your landing page or website. The advantage of using Google Ads is people that type in root canal near me or something very specific means they're motivated, and you can also get highly targeted in your advertising when they type something that specific in. The advantage of running Facebook ads is you can typically get leads a lot cheaper and you can get in front of a wider audience. Figuring out how much to spend on Google versus Facebook is really a matter of testing and figuring out what works best for your area. I have this other video here if you want to see my in-depth process on Google and Facebook. Direct mail is another example of outbound marketing. It's good to experiment with a couple different offers and figure out what works best for your region. Results from online advertising and direct mail largely depend on the type of offers that you're running. So make sure you run what's proven. Maybe you look at someone that's running ads in another region, apply it to yours, and then make tweaks depending on your market conditions. Our next strategy comes from the book The Art of War by Sun Tzu. That's right, we're using ancient military tactics to bring you more patience. For those of you who don't know, The Art of War was written in roughly 5th century BC. It is widely recognized as the most influential strategic text ever written. Today, it's widely applied to business as well as legal strategy. Sun Tzu said, "If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. If you know yourself but not the enemy, for every victory gained, you will also suffer a defeat. If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb to every battle." Now, we're not at war with our patients or Dr. Jared across the street, but take to heart what he's saying. If you don't know yourself and you don't know your patients, you're not going to be able to serve them in any way. If you only know what you stand for and not your patients or the other way around, you're only going to help someone out about 50% of the time. Only when you truly know your X factor, you know why you're different, and you really know and get a grasp of who your patients are, that's when it's a win-win. So what makes you different? Who specifically are the people that you're serving? I encourage you to spend some time thinking about that, looking at other dentists in your region to see what makes you different, and then creating an avatar for your prospect, potential patient, and really getting specific on who they are and what they think. After finding this out, be sure you sprinkle this into your content creation all over your website, really being specific on how you're different, as well as being specific on who you serve. The last and final strategy is to build a plan. Sun Tzu said, "Many calculations lead to victory, and few calculations to defeat. How much more, no calculations at all." If you want to be successful with your marketing plan, you have to calculate, determine, and foresee where you want to be. Keep in mind that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So if you just put a little bit of effort into your plan, odds are you're only going to get a little bit out of it. On top of that, keep in mind that executing is more important than the planning process. I encourage you to set SMART goals for both your inbound and outbound marketing efforts. For those of you who don't know, your SMART goal is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time sensitive. Once you know your marketing goals, be sure to share them with your spouse, with your team, so that you can all stay accountable. Set quarterly or monthly check-in sessions where you see how you're doing and what you can change in order to improve. Celebrate progress, fix weak points, and your success will be inevitable. By implementing some of the strategies that we shared today, you can fill up your calendar and control your own destiny. If you want free access to a guide that I made on how you can grow your practice, I have a link in the description below. If you have any questions related to marketing, feel free to type them in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to answer them. If you would like one-on-one help with growing your practice, I have a link in the description below. Feel free to share this video with a colleague or someone that you feel could benefit from it. Consider subscribing, and until next time, I'll see you later.